Good evening.
Good evening,
Good
everyone.
evening. Hi, good evening.
Whoa.
Hi, fellow. I guess that we'll start with good evening for the AniManGaki 2020 online viewers, and also to fellows members of my comics community, as well as follower of Asterisk Academy. So welcome to our special live show today. And so what do you think that we actually have in store for it?
I think we're going to have a lot of exciting things going on. We'll be having a super cool chat with all about all things comics, manga. We'll be discussing about communities. And I do hear that we have 3 amazing artists that'll be joining us for a live art jam.
Yeah, and actually we did actually forget to do something. We actually forgot to introduce ourselves.
All right.
So, okay, let's start with me. I'm Hancock. You can actually call me HK. I'm actually a founder of my comics community. I'm together with Billy, the ever lovely Billy. Yeah, Billy, maybe you can actually do some quick introduction of yourself, and we can actually bring the artist in.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Billy from Asterisk Academy, and we run a school in Kuala Lumpur itself, which is a manga and animation school. So we do 2D illustration in Japanese style. Actually, it's a pretty awesome day for us as well because it's our open day weekend. So we've got 2 days live on site with workshops. We've got cool stuff going on where you can learn about concept art, 2D animation, where you can learn about illustration and how to be a mangaka. And so that's why we're super excited right now to have this live comic session kind of with the My Comics community. Yeah, so Hancock, let's get it going.
Yeah, let's actually bring on our artists one by one.
All right.
Let's have the first artist, which is actually Gabriel. Gabriel is actually one of the graduates from Asterisk Academy. So yeah, so you want to actually do some quick introduction on Gabriel, or he goes by the name of Hamano-san online as an alter ego.
I think if you are a follower of our page, I think a lot of you recently knew Hamano Shun from his manga, which you shared out, and there's a lot of likes, shares as well. And then so we're pretty much excited to bring him on live today. So Hamano Shun here is one of our most recent graduates. He's an awesome mangaka. He can do concept, background, anything. And today he will be doing live some of the characters that were previously previewed out. So I'm pretty much excited to be sharing that with all of you out there.
So this actually allow us to actually have a good progress, work in progress of his inking process of the manga. Okay, next that we will bring online will be Rachel. Rachel is actually streaming all the way from Singapore. I hope that we didn't actually caught you on surprise. And yeah, just a quick introduction on Rachel. Rachel is actually based out of Singapore, but she's a Malaysian. She has been participating in MG in the past, setting up booths, selling prints, taking commissions. And today, we will actually see her coloring live for one of her drawing. Yeah, Rachel, you want to do a quick introduction of yourself?
Hello.
That's it.
You can do it.
Yeah. I'll just draw.
So I'm also posting her Instagram socials URL on the link. So if you're actually interested with her artwork, you just click on any of these and follow her. And the next person that we'll be actually introducing will be Ivan Tao. Ivan Tao is actually based out of Malaysia. He is actually no stranger for some of us that's actually in the community because he has been doing some covers for Gemba, and he is actually a known illustrator and actually churning out kick-ass art on his social media platform. So hi, Ivan.
Hello.
So Ivan, what will we be expecting you to be drawing today?
I will draw this. I will ink this Android 18 progress.
Okay, that's Android 18 from Dragon Ball Z, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, yeah, let's do this. And seems like we actually lost Billy for a while. And I'll be sharing Ivan's social media platforms that so that you guys can actually follow his work if you have not already. Okay, so hi Billy. So you're
Hi,
back.
sorry about that.
We are not seeing you though. Oh, okay, yeah, you're back. Are you back? And you're gone. So let's start with let's go round of introduction. I mean, just go through the draw cam a little bit, right? Rachel, what character are you drawing? Looks like a kick-ass character with a very nice mask. So
I
yeah, maybe you can actually tell us a little bit on the character that you're drawing right now.
I'm drawing classified from Exo Swords.
Classified.
think-
I think
I mean that was the name that was put on like the teaser cover of the comic. I'm not sure if it's out yet. Is it out?
it's not out. I think
Yeah.
the first issue will get goes out maybe in October or maybe
Yeah.
September.
So I only maybe have like the cover and one more picture to like go with. But I like the
Okay.
character. They're all very like Egyptian themed and all their costumes are like very nicely designed.
Yeah,
But
that's right.
nobody ever commissions me for these.
Because the character is actually too new.
No lah. I always get asked to draw like the typical like waifus of like the comic book or like Catwoman, Gwen
Yeah.
Stacy, and like Mary Jane.
And how about from the anime side? What are the typical anime character that you actually get asked to draw a lot?
Oh my god. Anime. I know a lot of people like Ari.
Yeah, Ari from League of Legends, right?
Yeah.
Right. Any League of Legends fans out there? Dropping in the comments.
And speaking of commissions, right? Rachel is actually open for commissions, despite that
Right.
she is actually based out of Singapore. We will be dropping her commission form into the URL. So if you're
Right.
actually interested, just fill out some basic information. She does actually offer some very affordable options, like example, having a sketch card options. If you're actually interested, just yeah, we can just drop your contacts and probably just let us know what kind of character that you want, and we can.
Oh, the sketch cards are like this size.
Sorry, do you have the example of the sketch chart?
I mean,
Just
this is the sketch card.
okay, so it'll be
All right.
So this is the size compared to like an A4.
it'll be a 1/4 or maybe just a
Yeah,
quarter of
1/4.
the size.
Yeah,
And what will
quarter.
be the size that you're currently working on right now? Is that A3
This is
size?
no, this is A4.
Oh, this A4. Okay, so it
Yeah.
will be a quarter of the A4. Yeah.
Yeah, quarter.
All right, awesome. So, to our audiences that's following, so if you guys have any questions about, wanting to know how to get into the industry, if you just have like sort of comic related questions, hopefully, just drop it in over into Play Exhibition, and then basically we can try and read out your comments or questions, and definitely we'll shoot it out to the artist. Right. So, what have we got in store from Ivan?
I wouldn't as actually when we actually introduce him,
Oh, right. Okay.
he will be actually inking Android 18.
All right.
So
Awesome.
I see that there's already some quick progress on that. So let's
Okay.
continue.
All right. So,
Before that, let me just drop the form of Rachel into the chat box.
okay. So, one of the main things that we really wanted to talk about was about how to be a comic artist or a manga artist in this local industry itself. I mean, a lot of the times, there's a lot of question about, how do we break out from here? You've already gone to art school, you've already done courses, so, and that there's nowhere that they can go to. So among some of the things that we wanted to ask advice from the artists here is basically, how do you get out there? So I think that maybe we can get one of the artists to probably share their process and their journey. Um, Maybe let's start out with Rachel. Oh no!
Your idea that just caught under the head.
Right, Rachel. So, like, how did you start off as? I mean, like, you did the whole art school thing. And so, basically, what was your career like to, from starting off and all the way now to being, an illustrator and drawing comics and stuff like that?
I actually started off as an animator, so I
All right.
graduated with a 3D major.
Mm-hmm.
And my first job, I actually had to come back to Malaysia to do it because I couldn't find a job in Singapore back then.
Right.
And I proceeded to do concept art for Silver Ant, if you've
All
ever
right.
heard of the studio.
Yep.
Yeah. But these like side traditional commissions were more of like a hobby, and I was like never really good at it. I think it was more of course I had friends that were like into traditional commissions as well, and they dragged me along to events, and I was sort of slowly like exposed to more of like the comic collectors side of things, because I used to
Right.
start drawing like the small and then do the like anime characters for just like the normal event goers, because that
Okay.
was the norm for the event, right? And then out of nowhere, oh my god, I can't remember who gave me my first blank, and it felt like the heavens has like given, like the choir is just like, oh, he gave me a first blank. And I don't know, ever since that day, right, I kind of enjoyed doing blanks more
Mm-hmm.
than I enjoyed kind of doing the sketches of like the anime characters and stuff. So I slowly sort of dwell into
Mm-hmm.
reading up on like the Marvel and DC stuff and etc. etc. And here I am. I'm more here because of my friends than anything else.
Right. Awesome. And okay, and then basically from Ivan, could you tell a little bit about, how your process was like? Similar to Rachel and the others, like you did the whole art school thing. Could you tell us a little bit about your journey? Like, what was it like starting out and to becoming to who you are right now?
Oh, I was actually graduate from one academy, illustration major.
Right,
And then after graduate, I was working as a tutor in the academy.
right,
After that, I was more to advertising industry.
okay,
Yeah. So after that, we started a company with my partners, and we focus a little bit on card game illustration.
right.
And after that, I think it's kind of to be a little bit more already. And I said, okay, maybe I should come. Because in my opinion, I like people a lot. So the best way I can express this is in comics, Western comics particularly.
Right,
Mm.
awesome. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
that
great.
actually speaking of that, congratulations for I think yet to be announced. Congratulations for your first American comic cover yet to be announced soon. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
we heard about it and it looks kick-ass. We can actually share some of our artwork during the later of our show on
All
some of
right,
the work that you have. Right.
awesome. And then next up, maybe we can ask Gabriel. So Gabriel, I know that you have a little bit of a journey of yourself. So can you tell us a little bit like how did you eventually venture into the world of anime and manga? Starting off, like how did you start it off?
Uh, I think for my part, it's pretty common like the others. When I was young, I was introduced to like anime series
All right.
and also like those manga you can get from Popular, especially Doraemon.
Okay.
I think yeah, that's pretty much it. And then Actually, before I enrolled in Asterisk, I was architecture graduates.
Right.
Yeah, I was planning to maybe start maybe my passion in drawing
Right.
as a, but I was fortunate enough to have like parents to continue to support me, like get a proper art education.
So
Right. Cool.
yeah, so that actually brings us to I think I guess that for the viewers that is actually uninformed, right? What can we actually know, find out more about Asterisk Academy? Do you have? I mean, I guess this will be a question for you that
Ah.
represent Asterisk Academy.
Okay. What question?
I guess
Right.
that could you
I
actually
mean,
let
yeah.
us know?
Okay, well, one of the things about that's interesting about Asterisk Academy is that we have students from all different kinds of backgrounds, where a lot of them have pursued first in a different kind of major and end up realizing that their passion is towards doing manga, towards comics, and towards gaming. And so we get a lot of different stories, like Gabriel himself, where they were pursuing a different major, and then after that, now specializing in 2D illustration and animation itself. One of the things that is also awesome about this is that it just shows that even though no matter that you're in a lot of different kinds of when you have done art itself and you've explored all different kinds of things, at the end of the day, it goes back to your passion. So, and that is one of the main driving forces of Asterisk Academy itself. Um, we run here pretty much like a studio. So it's a studio setting where we have a small class, and the lecturers are all from active industry. They're all artists themselves. They teach us in terms of different sorts of subjects. So we've got environment, we've got mecha, we've got concept art, we've got, I don't know, a whole lot of stuff. All right, and we
And
also,
as you're actually
yeah.
speaking, I'm actually just pulling up some images
All
to.
right, awesome, cool. So these are some different settings, the studio settings in our school itself. As you can see, we are pretty much a very, we run like a studio. So when you come into school, you're learning much more on practical life skills. And I think this is, at the end of the day, as an artist, you need to have practical skills. It's not just about knowing what's the theory, and it's about really putting out your passion onto canvas itself. So yeah, that's a little bit about Astro's over. And yeah, I mean, back over to the artists. Yeah, I think there's a common theme that's just coming over here. We are seeing that all of them have ventured into different parts of the art industry. They've done illustration, some have done advertising, some have done architecture, and here we are now drawing comics and manga. So I guess passion beats everything else. It's like when you love to do something, you just got to put it onto paper. And so I hope that becomes motivation to all the artists that's starting out there. And also, yeah, one of the things that's also awesome is that we have a lot of communities, like my comics community. I mean, Hancock, this is over to you now. Could you share a little bit about what over? I'm throwing it over to you. So,
Yeah.
share to us what goes on in the community itself for Malaysia comics community.
Okay. Yeah, the MYCC, or I mean, my comics community, in short, will be MYCC. That was
Right,
founded 7 years ago.
right,
With, I mean, it was actually a selfish initiative where we actually, when I started it, I wanted to actually get some comics because I got back to collecting American comics, and that my initiative, I mean, my thinking process during that is that if I actually start out a community, if I actually own the community, I mean, own the Facebook group, if someone is actually selling something, I'll be the first one to get notified. Along the way, I think somehow that the group just gradually grew. Apparently, that despite that, yeah, I would say that there isn't a lot of American comics collectors in Malaysia, considering that there isn't much of a local comic shop anymore.
right,
But that doesn't actually hinder the members to actually get their access to comics.
right,
I mean, some go through Pino, some go through the book access, and and whatnot, they can actually have their own digital access to reading American comics and get them informed. And just so happen also that that's the infancy of the Marvel cinematic universe, and as we actually go along, we actually grow quite a bit, and we are actually at 5,000 plus members right now, and it's quite a lively community, I would say.
Right.
There are people that's actually coming from various backgrounds, and honestly, for myself, I'm actually a comic reader, so I don't generalize. I don't specify my reading to just American comics. So I read manga, I mean, I don't read a lot of the latest manga except for maybe One Punch Man, but I still have a very huge interest in manga as well as anime, and even the local comics, like the local comics scene. I am actually interested, and I would like more people to actually get exposed and have the culture to actually get grown, because I think for whatever that we're actually experiencing in 2020, we
Right.
need to find some joy. We need to actually find some joy of
Reading comics and manga.
reading comics to actually have some escape. But on on I mean, on the side of enjoyable comics and all that, I also managed to actually make a lot of new friends. I mean, I met you from the community. I met
Yes,
Rachel.
we did.
In fact, everyone that is actually in this in here are actually through the community. So I'm just
Right,
glad that
that's
I actually
right.
started it with which reason, and but still able to actually gain quite a bit from it. I mean, from not despite that I actually own more comics now and actually cluttering the house, but I'm actually more happy that I actually make more friends, and to meet people that's actually from the industry, like people that draw, artists that actually make a living either through like make a living through taking commissions, drawing for Western comics for the interior as well as the external for game studios, and even someone like Gabriel that just started. I'm actually looking, and I just realized like in here that we have three phases of artists. We have the someone that just newly graduated from a vocational school like Asterisk Academy. We have Rachel that is actually relatively seasoned but not seasoned enough yet, and also Ivan that's
Uh-huh.
industry for more than I mean I hope that it's actually more than 10 years. So it is actually quite interesting to see the
Oh
various
no, it's
stages
super
that we have.
cool.
Yeah, so
Right.
yeah.
It's awesome. I mean, like, for those of you who have just tuned in, welcome over for our chat. I do believe that with AMG that we do have a half an hour cutoff mark. But if you want to continue, we'll be continuing this over till 7 o'clock. So we will be at Play Exhibition. You can find us streaming over at MYCC and also at Asterisk Academy. And that we will be if like Hancock was saying, if you're interested in joining over a community, just to get to know other comic artists, get to know more comics and manga, come in over and join in the fun at Malaysian Comics Community, or you can find us at MY Comics Community. um like Hancock said, it's just an awesome place. I found a whole lot of new friends. I discovered a whole lot of new artists over there, and that you get to share ideas and also have, we do share memes occasionally, but it's all a whole lot of fun. And I do
Yeah.
believe that you guys have weekend meetups where they do comic trades. If you are a manga fan as well, come on over and join in the fun. I'm a huge weeb, and I'm there, and I get, I'm always getting a daily dose of awesome good art, so do join in us there. So again, we are at Play Exhibition, so do join in our stream over there. So let's have a look right now. Oh, we do have some comments. We have friends over. Hi, Trisha. We thank you for joining us. We've got Kenny. We've
Hi
got
Trisha.
Trisha is an amazing artist as well. So do follow her. She's at Tweedoodles on Instagram, I believe. And then we've got a whole lot of other cool artists joining the chat. Thank you so much. Let's check out the progress for all our artists on site. So what have we got going on here? So we got Gabriel on screen right now, who's inking.
I think Trisha also has another question.
All right.
Will these pieces be on sale after
Wow.
when they're done? So,
Um,
so that will be a question to Gabriel, Rachel, and Ivan. So, will this be on sale?
oh, they're all
Uh,
drawing.
Rachel looks like
Trisha, you want to buy?
she's
I give
still
you friend
considering.
discount.
Oh wow. Do I get friend discounts too?
Oh no, it's
You
going
get
to
the
become
whole
a habit.
Yeah. Right. So we've got friend discounts from Rachel. So make sure you buddy up to her. Be nice to her. Follow her Instagram at Le Papillon. Is it? We will share out the link soon. And then what
Yes.
about you, Ivan? Is your piece gonna be on sale?
Uh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Sensei Ivan has already said, oh yeah, it's gonna be on sale. Yes, it's gonna be on sale,
Yeah.
guys. So we will be posting out these pieces, these artworks over, and so you guys can have a look and go for it.
I
And
guess
also
that
Gabriel,
once it's actually ready, we can actually post it in Play Exhibition on Facebook.
right?
So for any inquiry, we will actually arrange how can you actually get the pieces.
All right, awesome. And Gabriel, is yours gonna be on sale, bro?
Sorry?
Is your piece gonna be on sale when it's done?
Most likely not.
Most likely. All right, so guys, if you are tuning into this is an exclusive live demo from Gabriel because I do know that he's not taking commissions at the moment, but I was lucky enough to have a super cool commission from Gabriel, which was an Akira piece. So I'll share that out over to Play Exhibition. So we'll see how that goes. All right.
Yeah.
Talking about commissions, what is this whole thing about commissions, Hancock? Like, what can we talk about this? Because there's so many times when we go to events, we're always talking about, what are commissions, like how much are commissions going for? So maybe to the AMG community, like, how can we survive, like, as an artist with commissions? Like, is there really a market for it?
I guess that I've known people that is actually
Right,
surviving just doing commission. So I guess that there will be a market to it. And I mean, just to
right,
actually explain what the commission is
right,
basically like, you're actually hiring the artist to actually make a piece of art
right,
accordingly, and you pay agreeable amount of sum. So the artist will actually agree on the sum and also the delivery and whatnot, and yeah, you just go for that. I guess that from the observation, at least probably not in Malaysia, but in the US, I do notice that even the not I mean those non-established artists, it actually works both ways. You can actually take a commission in as with a affordable rate and start getting your artwork out there and build out your fan base.
right,
Alternatively, is that you can actually do some published work and sell out your original artwork and while accepting some commission on the side. So it could be a side income, and on top of that, it will be a good way of actually earning some extra bucks.
right. So there is an opportunity out there as a comic artist. I mean, it's not just that you have to be attached to a publishing house or you just have to draw comics, but there is a way on how you can build your income by taking in commissions. And I do believe that lately there's this thing about drawing on blanks. Rachel has just spoke about,
Yeah.
drawing on blanks, and Ivan as well successfully doing a lot of those. And I believe that Gabriel has done his first blank with one of our members from the My Comics community as well. I think it was in Asia Comic Con where he had his first blank cover. And so, yeah, it's just lovely to see that there's an opportunity for there. I do believe that we are approaching the 6:30 cutoff mark for
Yep.
AMG. So AMG fans, if you are following, please do head over to Play Exhibition. We will be continuing live from there. And yes, Kenny, it was for you. I believe it was Gwen Stacy, if I'm not mistaken. Right.
Yeah, Kenny just said that Gabriel should do more blanks. So
Right.
I think for the uninformed, right? What will be a blank? So I just have some pictures here. A
Awesome.
blank is actually a blank cover with the title of respective comic character or comic issues from the US, whereby inside of this blank will be your regular comic. So you still have content within the blank cover. And on the outside, that's where that you can actually commission artists to actually draw the characters accordingly. So if you have a Catwoman blank, you can actually ask for the Catwoman, or someone that's actually more creative can actually ask to draw Batman dressing like a Catwoman costume. Who knows? So this is actually how a blank canvas looks like. Okay, so looks like there's already a cut off from AMG, and this will be just between the My Comics community and also probably the followers from Asterisk Academy. In looks like Billie's connectivity has some problem and she's dropped off. What do you guys actually feel regarding on the industry during this pandemic? I mean, is there any effect to you guys, or you guys are continuing? There's no difference. You guys are continuously busy. Let's start with Ivan. Have you been staying? Do you actually notice that there's a drop in terms of work, or things are still going strong for you?
I think for me it's still the same because in the game side I was still selected for internship, right? But for the comic side I was just coming in so very 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 sure about it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And Rachel, how about yourself?
I'm not affected by COVID. I'm just working from home at the moment, and it's a lot better than being in the office.
And Gabriel just graduated, so I presume that you have not actually experiencing, but you have been actually doing some application of work. What kind of work are you actually targeting right now?
Most likely would be game company because there is not many choices or opportunity when it comes to manga or comic related jobs. I think. Yeah.
Well, I guess that that's where that you probably can actually do some more productive work out there to get your work and probably do some commissioning on the side to keep yourself active.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to.
So how's the progress? Looks like Rachel has actually finished most
Almost.
of the inking. So what have you actually find out about this character, Rachel?
I'm not sure. She's supposed to maybe be Storm, rumored to be Storm. I don't know anything else. She's one of
You
the
just
new
like the character
villains.
design based on
Yeah,
the
she looks so cool. Like,
I mean, the mask itself actually does look like those Italian Spanish masks, right?
Yeah, it's a mix. Like if you look at the whole lineup on the cover, there's a mix of like different sort of ethnic like mask, and there's like a Anubis character standing next to her as well. So it's very like mixed influences.
Yeah. Seems like Billy, yeah, Billy just got in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, there was a bit of sabotage on my end. I was teleported to a different dimension and I finally returned to the right portal.
Very nice.
Right. This is all awesome, awesome stuff that's going on. Okay. Are there any questions from the oh, we do have you taken in any of the comments, Hancock?
No, not yet.
All
Gabriel, I
right.
mean, Trisha just asked that does Gabriel has an art Insta. Gabriel, do you have an art Insta?
I believe it's Shun Hama no or something. Yeah, I think we've got to type that out. There's many no's in it. So let me
Okay.
all right.
Sure.
You can find him on Facebook.
I just
On
found, I just found his Insta. I'll just post it.
all right. We can share out the other stuff, but I know on Facebook is Shin Hamano, and then all right. So there you go.
Trisha Lee. I'm one of that.
You're one of Trisha fans. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
I think I actually got I actually asked her for commission last year during AMG.
Yes, yes. Trisha, you probably met Gabriel before. He was in MG at his booth under Asterisk Academy.
All right, awesome. And I do believe for the others, you can follow Ivan as well on Instagram. He is underscore Ivan Tao underscore. You can see a lot of his amazing stuff there. I'm a new fan. And then basically that for Trisha's Instagram account as Trisha. I am so sorry for Rachel's Instagram account. Basically that it's we'll put it up over into the comments. So yes, we'll drop in over the comments of all the social media accounts. So do
It's
follow them.
actually here.
And, all
Yeah.
right, awesome.
Rachel's is
Right.
here.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Right.
just scroll through the comment section.
Right, it's over up there. Awesome. We've got a question over from Sean Chua. I believe Sean is also a pretty active member in the comics community, where they have a question to the artists. Do they miss events and conventions? So let's probably start off with Ivan.
Yes, come again.
So do you miss? There's a question from one of our viewers saying, do they miss events and conventions?
I guess the first question should be to Ivan that have you actually moved at comics convention before?
Yeah, yeah,
Have you
yeah.
actually- Okay.
Yes.
So have you been actively participating in any of these comics events recently?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess that the question here is that do you actually miss the actual events that are able to actually attend cons physically rather than virtually online? I mean, it's different. A lot of artists actually told me that the the joy of actually interacting with person physically is actually very different from actually being online, right? So, what's your view on that?
For me, actually, online is also okay lah. Always, if I'm going to a con, I always, I actually always something, always, yeah. So I'm not very good in interaction with people. So for me, it's the same.
Right. So the internet is dropping a bit. So I mean, if the users are here still with us, so be a little bit patient with us. We'll try to get back in. Right. So that's one from Ivan. How about you, Rachel? Do you miss going to events and cons?
Oh yes, I do.
What's up?
I actually enjoy cons a lot. Like I enjoy interacting and meeting the people that are actually sort of supporting me and my art.
Mhm.
And
Right.
definitely you can no longer get that like face to face that you do when at the events, like you talk on, I mean you can still chat on Facebook, but it's like a different feeling altogether.
Right.
And yeah, I think it's one of the bigger things I miss about cons.
Uh,
And being a
but there is
Malaysian
a
being
cool.
stranded on the island, I presume that you also miss home, able to actually
Yeah,
come back
I
home.
used to use events as an excuse to come home as well. So I'll go home for like a week and then do the event over the weekend, and then I'll spend the rest of the week with my parents.
Mm.
All
Yeah.
right, awesome. So, and Gabriel, how about you? Do you miss going out to events and stuff like that?
Definitely.
Definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all about meeting up with friends. It's all about interacting and stuff like that. What do you miss
Yeah.
most about events?
Supporting the artists that I like, and if possible, maybe try to interact with them.
Yep. How about you, Hancock? What do you miss most about events and cons?
I guess that being actually able at the conference, just like everyone said, it is good to actually interact with artists as a first, I mean, as a physical person rather than someone that's actually just behind the scene, just through Facebook and look at the profile picture rather than actually talking to the person. So I do agree with Trisha that yeah, it's a different energy, that's for sure.
Correct.
Um, yeah, able to actually experience a huge crowd looking at cosplayer walking around,
Right.
able to actually just disturbing the artists as we go along the cons. Yeah, those are things that we do miss.
Right. Well, one of the things I do notice though about Malaysian cons, based on the experience with Comic Fest, with a whole lot of other cons that have happened, one of the things I notice about Malaysian artists at conventions, they like to cover themselves up with their artworks and they don't interact with the people. So that's just one thing that I really find interesting. That because I believe that as an artist, it's important to really interact with your viewers, and it's really important to really show out your work. That's the way that you can get your work out there. So yeah, I guess the same thing goes where I miss out the whole energy, I miss the whole interaction. And if you're an artist that's selling, make sure you remember that you are interacting with people around you. Then only we can get to know your art and really understand you as an artist as well. So that's just one of the observations that I have from our local cons that we have down here. But there is also beauty to this, Hancock. I mean, like when you think about online cons, you get to like have special online interactions, special direct dialogues with artists. Because when they're
Yeah,
at conventions, I mean, like Kenny says, they're all hiding down here like this.
they are just
And
rushing to actually get works done so that
yeah,
they can
just
get
rushing
paid,
to get work
right?
done. The
Yeah.
beauty about online cons is that you get to see artists, you get to see the process up close right now. And so I guess there's a lot of pros and there's a lot of cons to it. And then yeah, that's one of the things that we get to experience. Well, it's a different kind of experience, whether it's on-site real or online. And I think recently that where some artists have actually spoken out that they love online cons, one of the reasons that yes, no one can see if I'm wearing pants, but the thing is that we get to know them personally much more. So I kind of enjoy online cons in a way because you get to know the artist personally, you get to see their work really up close without the artist telling you to back away. And yeah, so that's one of the things that I love about online cons.
Yeah, I'll say that the online con is actually
Right.
it's actually gaining momentum in terms of frequency. I've seen a few since the beginning of the pandemic, right? So we
Right.
were one of them that actually online con in June under the banner of the My Comics community as well as the
Right.
Singapore Comics community. So and post that, I've been actually noticing that even the US convention is actually moving towards the well, moving towards the comics online virtual con for the sole reason, of course, that US being the number one highest infection rate in the world, that just actually preventing them from actually able to actually hold it
Right.
physical. So even right now, like AMG is actually doing this online con. I think it will be a start. Let's just hope that, of course, that we still want to actually see a mix of things.
Right.
For people that is actually lazy to go out or just doesn't have the confidence to actually go out right now and would like to actually play it safe. I guess that yeah, the online con will be the things to be, and it will be a things to stay for.
I guess we're really moving on to a very digital world. I mean, like right now for comic artists, what we used to get things on stands, we are now getting it online. So it's really important as an artist to get your work online. It's not like old school where you'll be carrying out heavy big sketchbooks and trying to get your work out there. It's amazing that nowadays it's just about you can just put your stuff on social media and you can just get email out to publishers all your artworks and portfolio. And then yeah, there's I believe that there's a lot of scouting processes that's being done online nowadays, isn't it, Hancock?
Yeah, well, this is, I mean, the scouting has been there since having social media. And I mean, take the example of Ivan, right? When he actually got his
Right.
first breakthrough, I think his artwork has been noticed as when he's actually drawing some fan art, and when you actually do it
Right.
well, you
Hmm.
just naturally get it noticed. So you just need to actually do it continuously and having the enough of momentum, and gradually get yourself noticed.
All right, awesome. So there you go. So if you are starting out as an artist, yeah, just be brave. Just put your work out online, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to be worried about getting criticisms. I mean, take it constructively. There will always be someone, there's something that you can learn from it. And a lot of artists, like, they tend to be scared, like, oh, my work is not good enough, or, I'm not going to get enough likes for this. Who cares? Put it out online. Be like this artist out here. They've got amazing stuff online, and it's amazing to see. You'll be able to see your own progress from there. So just be brave. Put it out online, and who knows, you might get scouted, or you might be able to make new friends who can help you improve your growth as a comic artist. And as we said just now, even in my comics community, if you feel like you've got artwork that you need feedback, or you feel like promoting yourself over, come on over and join us. And we're a bunch of happy, friendly people. I hope we are. Yes, we are. We're a
Yeah,
bunch of
yeah.
nice people in the community that's always looking out for new artists. We're always looking, like, even if you're senior industry, come share your stuff with us, and we would love to give ideas, bounce ideas, and also um, just have fun through comics and for the love of art. And right, so do we have any other stuff? Oh, we've got a comment here from Park Min Kung. I'm sorry if I got that name wrong. Just wanted to say
But
hello
Min
and thanks from
Kyung.
the UK. Oh, Park Min Kyung. All right. Just wanted to
Yeah.
say hello and thanks from the UK. Really enjoyed the con that was co-hosted by the both of you. Oh, way! And of course,
Yay! Thank
thanks to
you,
all the
Park.
artists here sharing their awesome work. And it's
I mean,
nice. Thank
this
you,
is
thank
actually
you.
also a good thing that we, I mean, thanks to the committee, I actually managed to actually befriended Park. Park is
Right,
actually stay out of UK. But
right,
I believe that he has his in-laws that is actually in Malaysia. So
right,
he does comes back to Malaysia on and off. And
right,
it was one of the gathering from the committee that he managed to actually join us because he saw that we are going to actually do a gathering. And he just came over and says that, hi, my name is Park. I'm not a Malaysian, but I've been in your community for a while. I've been interacting with the members. And yeah, that's how I actually met Park. So Park is actually a good guy. I hope that you're actually staying safe at UK.
right. I'm not sure if you're hearing the jitters over from Hancock. So, Hancock, are you still there?
Yeah, I think my
Hancock,
connection
are you
is
still
actually
there?
choppy. Right? My connection is actually
All
a little
right.
bit choppy.
Okay. So again, do be a little patient with us. It's about the whole internet setup thing. Anyways, yeah. So the same thing. When it comes to about community loving, it's the same thing with Asterisk. I mean, like one of the main things that we foster over here is about make sure that everyone works together as a community for artists itself, where we have like student clubs where they meet up and they do art jams. I do believe that there's a lot of art jams that's happening there. So for artists that's following this channel, I think that it's good to be actively participating in. Nowadays, they have online Discord art jams. So I think it's good to be participating in this kind of thing so that you can improve your own skill, your speed, and also get to know other styles and improve from there on. Right. So let's look at all the drawcams and see like what's happening. Oh, lots of nice colors and lots of good ink work happening. Yeah. So anything you want to add on, Hancock?
Oh, sorry, I just came back in.
Hi,
Yeah,
Hancock, bro.
yeah, due to the choppy internet. So yes, can you hear me?
No. We
Still,
can hear you, but it does have a little bit of cut. I think the dimension is pulling you away. The portal's putting you away. The
yeah.
one that pulled me away. So try to stay with us in Asterisk, and with Rachel and Ivan and Gabriel. We need you. Right. Okay, let's go on and ask some questions over. Thank you to Sean about staying safe, and to all of you, thank you so much for following us.
I'm back.
Oh, there's double of you.
Oh, really? Okay, that's strange.
Yeah. Okay. So, next bit that we wanted to talk about is just basically let's get some advice to artists out there who want to venture into the comics community. So maybe let's again, I will throw Rachel on board for this. So Rachel, what advice would you give to artists who are just wanting to start out doing comics? As a comics artist, what are the advice would you give them?
Mm, draw what you love, or else people
Right.
are if you only draw the things that are popular, those are the things that people are going to
Mm-hmm.
see online, and those are the things that people will commission you for. And I mean, if you're doing it because it's popular, you may not like it, and having to work on a commission that you don't particularly like isn't going to come out as the best piece. And I always think that if someone's paying me for a piece of work, I should give them my best, regardless of how big or small the commission is. I should give them my best.
Right. I mean, that's excellent advice there. Right. Thanks, Rachel. And for you, Ivan, what advice would you give to artists who are just wanting to start out in the comics industry, comics or manga?
Be passionate, be passionate, and always willing to try something. From my opinion, yeah,
Right.
always.
Awesome. It's all about. All right. So yeah, it's all about being passionate. It's all about being determined. All right. Thank you, Sensei. And for Gabriel, how about you? All right. Be daring yourself. Okay. And for Gabriel, what advice would you give? I mean, you are someone who is starting out in the industry. What advice would you give to fellow, you know, um, artists who are just wanting to start out? What would be the advice would you give to them?
Uh, Personally, in my opinion, I think there's a lot of resources online. I
Right.
think it's better to do a lot of research for like getting into art because what we perceive and what happens in the reality is slightly different.
Right.
Mm.
Right. So there we go. We have our advice over to artists. One is about giving all about your best. Another one is about being passionate, and of course, another one is just about being brave out about all the things that you're doing. So Let's have a bit of a recap about what's going on, Hancock.
Yeah, let's do this. Looks like Rachel has finished his first piece. This is actually going on to the second piece, right? Is that right?
Right.
Yeah, sure. A little small one to entertain myself.
Wow.
Well,
So
you're
it's,
entertaining us as well.
yeah. What are you drawing?
Oh, can I like bring it closer to the? Where is it?
Yeah.
Yep, we're looking.
Is that a punchline from
Yeah.
the Batman comics?
Yeah.
So for those that is actually uninformed, I presume that most of them are actually currently members of MYCC. Punchline is actually a new character, the new sidekick of Joker. She's
Right.
actually gaining quite a bit of popularity. So yeah, looking good. So next, let's look at Ivan. How's your progress, Ivan? Could you actually move it closer to the camera?
Wow,
Yeah, this looks so awesome.
that's amazing.
So tell us a little bit, right, Ivan? Do you still right now read manga, or do you actually read any comics right now?
No, but now reading some American comics for study purpose. Because now I'm
Oh,
doing,
okay. So, what characters do you actually do you actually like from the American comics right now?
Batman for sure. Batman and Henry. Batman is actually one of the characters that makes me become an artist. So for sure it's Batman.
Yeah, Batman. I think Batman has always been a popular character. Yeah. So and also so is his rogue gallery as well as his sidekick. I think most of them are actually pretty popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
And
awesome. And let's head on
Hamano?
over to Gabriel. So Gabriel, let's have a look. Hamano Shun. So let's have a look at your stuff going on. Oh wow, that's awesome. Can you tell us a little bit more about the characters?
It's a very clean line. Yeah.
My idea is just to create something that's dedicated to the screen. Like these two characters are basically pointing Asterisk Academy and live now. But it's slow.
So that's it. Those are the happy students that actually went to the.
Yeah, in a way, they are quite
We're
and
happy.
so happen to be members of MYCC, I think.
Right. I mean, yeah. So we are members of. We're proud members of MYCC. So that looks really, really awesome. Okay, I think
There's a
we'll take
question.
it.
I think we can
Yeah.
actually take one last question from Park.
Yes.
If the question has not been asked, what is the biggest challenge that they have personally that have to overcome? I presume that this is actually more towards your creative process. What will be your biggest challenge?
Yeah.
So let's start with Gab.
Gabe.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, Gabe, what's your biggest challenge that you have personally had to overcome?
time management.
All
I
right.
think that's the biggest challenge, especially when you're a student. When you're trying to juggling different assignments, or maybe sometimes you're trying to get some private commissions.
Right.
To stick to the schedule is a bit challenging.
Okay.
Yeah, I think juggling of time management as well as schedule, especially that when you're in a paid work, I think scheduling and chasing deadlines will be a norm, right? I presume for all artists. And also that when you're actually taking commission while juggling what you have been doing on the side or will be your main work, that will be one of the challenge. I guess time management will be very, I think it will be applicable to all. Rachel, your thoughts on this? What will be your biggest challenge when it comes to your creativity?
Self-doubt.
Sorry?
Self-doubt.
Self-doubt. Like
Okay.
I think a lot of artists go through this where we look at our work and then we think it's absolute shit. but there are a lot of people out there that are big fans of every other artist out there, right? And so we are like our worst critic, and at the same time we are like just beating ourselves down for just making art.
Yeah,
Right.
but is there a way to overcome it? I mean,
No.
have you actually found ways to overcome this? It's just that's actually
I
true.
don't know.
No?
I think you kind of just get used to it, that you understand that you're like your biggest critic,
Right.
Mhm.
but you are also aware that there are people out there that appreciate what you put out, and that should be what keeps you going.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
because I
awesome.
was actually listening. I mean, just to recall back, right? Because what you actually mentioned, I just recall that. Are you familiar with the artist Frank Quietly? Frank
Mm.
Quietly, yeah, he did some Batman. He's actually a super artist. Has been working some insane work. With some of the top writers out there, right? I was
Right.
listening to one of his interview. He always says that all the pieces that he has, when he look at it, he always find things that he wants to improve on. He has never has one that is actually truly satisfied. So I guess that
Yeah.
the caveat here is really that even top talent out there that's actually on the top of the industry is actually having their own moments of criticizing themselves. So just don't feel that bad yourself. Yeah, I think that self-doubt is always an attribute for all the artists. Because I mean, I'm actually looking at it as an outsider, right?
Mm.
Artist is actually producing work that's actually based on your own creativity. So you
Right.
pour in a lot of time, you pour in a lot. You thought that at that moment you have the best work, but you really do not know when, or how it is when finally
Right.
you actually put it out there, right?
Okay. Right. And last but not least, let's have Ivan. Ivan, what is the biggest challenge that you have personally had to overcome?
For me, usually quite similar with those stuff sometimes, but I'm not already, so I cannot help it.
So let's just like get it over and done with.
Get used to it.
For me, it's a figure element. If my family is not nice, not expect, I feel very frustrated.
Right.
So what's actually from your mind doesn't come out as your expectation. So that's where
Yeah,
you
yeah,
find it disturbing and
yes. So usually I will ask some of my friends, like my control
mm,
colleague. So I ask them to fix. Once in a while, I will do so because sometimes because art is very subjective. But what is wrong is wrong. So if I feel that I push my best, but still not there yet, and I don't see the problem, I cannot see the problem. I will try to ask one of my and my colleague, one or two, or maybe my girlfriend. She really
Oh
can
wow.
see.
yeah,
Girlfriend's
that
the
would be
best.
actually don't ask your fans. All your fans will actually say that everything is okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I will ask them, say, what's the problem? Say, maybe that is. This
Right.
yeah.
That's good.
Yep.
It's about having a, getting constructive criticism over from the other end, and then only you'll be able to see. So I guess that pretty much wraps up for today's session, Hancock.
Yep. It looks like we are already on the 4 minutes mark past the hour.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. And for those who have been tuning in, thank you so much for following over for our play exhibition. Thank you so much to AniManGaki for allowing us to host our panel live. Thank you to all the artists. Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you to Ivan. This has been a
And most importantly, also thank the viewer that has been tuning in for the hour, put up with our technicality
right.
issues. We are actually dropped. I mean, the Malaysian, I'm not sure what's happening. Apparently, the MG also experiencing some technical issues. So yeah,
Right.
thanking everyone that actually stayed tuned to it. And
Right.
yeah, let's hope that we before we actually end this, I think that we just want to actually do a teaser. We will be continuing to do more of this live session, and
Right.
Billy has actually agreed to actually helping me to actually co-host more future sessions. So
Right.
let's stay tuned. Just stay tuned to the Play Exhibition page. Or just join the My Comics community, and also to stay tuned to Asterisk Academy and follow all the artists. And let's wait for our next session.
Right. Awesome. And thank you so much. And thanks to all the artists. We'll be posting up their artworks really soon on the Play Exhibition. So do stay tuned. Right. Thank you. And bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.